Hi to my primary friends. This year in our program, at the end of October, we are going to be singing My Heavenly Father Loves Me. It's a song that you should all know really well. And to make it extra special, we're going to be doing some sign language along with it. So for those of you who have maybe forgotten what we learned way back in February, or if you're new to our primary and you haven't learned the sign language, hopefully this video will help you. So right now I'm going to do the first verse. Now for my little primary friends, if it's really tricky to get your fingers to do exactly what I'm doing, don't worry about it. Just get as close as you can and it'll look great in our program, okay? So we start out with the line, whenever I hear the song of a bird or look at the blue, blue sky. So the first line is whenever. We're going to get both of our pointers and point them straight out and draw circles together. Whenever. Whenever. So we have whenever I hear. That's an easy one. Just put your hand by your ear. Hear the song. You get to pretend to be me. You put your one hand out and you pretend to lead the music. Song of a bird. You get your little bird beak and just make it go cheep, cheep, cheep. So the first line, whenever I hear the song of a bird. Now, or look at the blue, blue sky. You have two eyes. So you get your two fingers and you put them by your eye and you just pull them out. Look. Look. Now the sky is blue and blue starts with the letter B. So we're going to make a sign language B with our hand. You put your hand out with your fingers all close together and you put your thumb in front and that's a B. B stands for blue, so we're going to make the ground here, and up there's the sky. We're going to point to it and draw a circle, but we're going to make a B. Blue, blue sky. Or look at the blue, blue sky. Let's do that whole line. Whenever I hear the song of a bird, or look at the blue, blue sky. The next line is, whenever I feel the rain on my face, or the wind as it rushes by. You already know whenever. Whenever I feel. Now to do feel, we get our tall man finger here in the middle. And we're going to touch that bone in the middle of your chest. You can kind of thump it, and you can feel it. We don't have to do it hard for this sign, but that's where it is. You can feel it thump. So we take our tall man and we go feel. And just touch it lightly. Feel. Whenever I feel the rain. That one's easy. Just make rain with your fingers. The rain on my face. Draw a little circle around your face. So let's do that part together. Whenever I feel the rain on my face. Now we get to make our hands wind. Just swish your hands back and forth. Or the wind as it rushes by. That one's easy too. So let's do that whole line. Whenever I feel the rain on my face, or the wind as it rushes by. Next line is, whenever I touch a velvet rose, or walk by a lilac tree. So, whenever, you already know, touch. You get that tall man finger again, and you just touch the top of your hand. Touch. Touch. Now, velvet is a really soft fabric. So the sign for velvet, we're going to take all of our hands and point all of our fingers and point them up and bring them together as we pull them down. So that's velvet. Velvet. Now, rose starts with the letter R. So we're going to make a sign language R. You get your two fingers and you cross them, like you're crossing your fingers. That's an R. Now, little friends, sunbeams, if that's tricky, don't worry about it. Just put your fingers together. Now, roses smell really good. So we're going to take our R and we're going to tap it next to our nose. So it goes, whenever I touch, whenever I touch a velvet rose. Now, a lilac tree is a beautiful big bush with flowers that smell wonderful. So if you walk by a lilac tree, you can smell the wonderful smell. So walk by a lilac tree, we're going to Put our 2 little fingers under our nose like we're smelling it. Walk by a lilac tree. Now lilacs have flowers, so you're going to take all your fingers together and just touch them to your cheeks. That's the sign for flowers. And tree. Make the ground and make your arm a tree. Tree. So it's going to go like this. Or walk by a lilac tree. Let's do that a couple of times. That one's a little bit tricky. Walk by a lilac tree. Let's do the whole line. Whenever I touch a velvet rose or walk by a lilac tree. You're almost done. The last line is, I'm glad that I live in this beautiful world Heavenly Father created for me. So to sign glad, we take our flat hand and we pat our chest. It's like that warm, happy feeling. I'm glad. Glad. Now we sign, I'm glad that I live. To make live, the word live starts with L, so you're going to make a sign language L. Pointer up, thumb out. We're going to do 2 of them, and we're going to point them at each other as though they're little guns. So live, we take those L's and we draw up our body from our belly button to our shoulders. Live. So I'm glad that I live in this beautiful, beautiful, you take all your hands, your fingers, and you swoosh them around your face. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now world. World starts with W. See our W's? They kind of look like it. Our 3 fingers up. So we're going to take our W's and we're going to draw circles out of our belly button. World. World. Draw a circle and stack them. It's kind of like the world is big and round. World. So let's do that part. I'm glad that I live in this beautiful world. Now, Heavenly Father, we take our fists like this, and we're going to put them up by our forehead, because that's where all the signs about fathers or men are, is up by the forehead. So, Heavenly Father, we have both of our hands, they're closed, and then we go open, closed, open. And we kind of point up with them, because Heavenly Father lives up in heaven. So, Heavenly Father. Heavenly Father. Now the sign for create or make is you get your 2 fists and it's like you're working with little tools. You're pounding with a hammer. Create. Heavenly Father created for me. And that one's easy. So let's do the whole line. I'm glad that I live in this beautiful world Heavenly Father created for me. And that's the whole first verse. Let's do the whole thing. And like I said, if some of them are really tricky for you to get your fingers just right, don't worry about it. It'll still be great at the program if you just do the best you can. So here, let's start. We've got our whenever fingers. Whenever I hear the song of a bird or look at the blue, blue sky. Whenever I feel the rain on my face or the wind as it rushes by. Whenever I touch a velvet rose or walk by a lilac tree. I'm glad that I live in this beautiful world Heavenly Father created for me. That's great. That's the first verse.